Hello and welcome back. Today's been a pretty eventful day. We had some unexpected news. So Matt Gaetz has stepped away from the nomination of Attorney General. Donald Trump's already announced someone else. I found Matt's statement and Trump's statement. So
Okay.
we'll get into those and read those. All right, this is Matt on Matt's X page. I had an excellent, I had an excellent meetings with senators yesterday. I appreciate their thoughtful feedback and the incredible support of so many. While the momentum was strong, it was clear that my confirmation was unfairly becoming a distraction to the critical work of the Trump-Vance transition. There is no time to waste on a needlessly protracted Washington scuffle. Thus, I'll be withdrawing my name from the consideration to serve as Attorney General. Trump's DOJ must be in place and ready on day one. I remain fully committed to see that Donald J. Trump is the most successful president in history. I will forever be honored that President Trump nominated me to lead the Department of Justice, and I'm certain he will save America.
Wow.
So yeah, this come as a shock. I didn't see this coming. There has been a lot of talk about
Well,
his.
he's gotten a lot of backlash and
Mhm.
from I mean, I know that it's no secret that the View that
Yeah,
they
the
had to
View.
they had to talk work it back. Um
Well, there was a lot of allegations about his interactions,
well the
his relations with a minor. Um, so he
and I don't
was.
really know. I don't know much about that. I had never even heard of it. But of course, everything came out
Mhm.
once he was
Well,
nominated. But apparently he's had congressional hearings, but
right.
it
He
was
was
dropped because they didn't
the
have
Department of Justice under Biden investigated him,
right.
but they dropped the case because the witnesses were not credible. There was not enough evidence.
Okay.
Um,
But
and
it's still a
the
dark spot on
yeah,
his
the
reputation,
big thing
even if
was
it
that
isn't
he
true.
was. They accused him of paying for sex, having sex with a 17-year-old.
This doesn't look
Um,
good. None of that looks good,
there's
even if it isn't
you can
true.
go into the backstory of that. Because she was from Florida. Um, she was 17 in Florida. Um, he flew her and some of her friends, supposedly, this is all supposedly, to New York.
That should be easy to prove.
Um, yeah. And so, but
I mean,
the
if he
big thing
flew them
is
somewhere, that should be.
in New York, the age of consent is 17.
I
Florida's,
don't like any of that.
I know. But anyway, he was investigated on this. The Department of Justice dropped it. They just said the witnesses were not credible, so nothing ever came of it. Once
Even
he
if it was
was,
consensual, like
yeah, yeah,
that's not good character for Matt to
no,
do. I don't think,
no.
in my opinion. I don't know when this was. I don't know how old he was
This
at the
was
time,
back
but
in, I want to say 2016, 18.
it's not that long ago.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So he's out, and there's no guarantee that he'll uh, get his seat back, his House seat back.
they're really.
Yeah.
I was
Um,
wondering about that because I know that he had
he's
already.
already turned in his resignation,
Yeah.
so I don't know where that's going to go. It is possible he may retain that. I guess we'll see. They haven't filled his position, so I would think they were probably kind of holding on to that to see if he actually got pushed through before they filled his position. So
There was talk too about how this could possibly have been like
a test.
a test. Yeah.
Yeah.
That Trump may have just been kind of just to see like how people were going to react
Mhm.
because that was kind of a wild card. I mean, it
Yeah.
was like no one was expecting him to choose
Yeah.
Matt Gaetz for
Mhm.
that position. I don't think anyone saw that coming. So I think it was like a bold
Yeah.
choice and maybe just to see because
Yep.
to see like how much support maybe
Mhm.
from the MAGA Republicans and the conservatives, and then
Yeah.
how much pushback from the left and the mainstream media.
Yep.
So we'll
Yeah.
see.
So we'll see.
But he has already. So of course he's going to have backups.
He's already selected
Just in case.
someone.
Yeah.
So let's go to his Truth Social. He says, this is Trump saying, I am proud to announce former Attorney General of the great state of Florida, Pam Bondi, as our next Attorney General of the United States. Pam was a prosecutor for nearly 20 years, where she was very tough on violent criminals and made the streets safe for Florida families. Then, as Florida's first female Attorney General, she worked to stop the trafficking of deadly drugs and reduce the tragedy of fentanyl overdose deaths, which have destroyed many families across the country. She did such an incredible job that I asked her to serve on our Opioid and Drug Abuse Commission during my first term. We saved many lives. For too long, the partisan Department of Justice has been weaponized against me and other Republicans. Not anymore. Pam will refocus the DOJ to its intended purpose of fighting crime and making America safe again. I have known Pam for many years. She is smart and tough and is an America First fighter who will do a terrific job as Attorney General. So that it didn't take long. I think
No, I'm sure he had. Well, and I'm sure that it wasn't like Donald Trump didn't know that Matt was going to do that. I mean, all these things are weighed and calculated. I'm sure that they had meetings and discussed, and it was probably a joint decision that they made together. And so I'm sure before Matt had the go ahead and step down, he already had someone ready to push right in there. Yep. So, I mean,
I guarantee he did.
Yeah. I'm sure.
And I guarantee on all of his choices, he has backups. So.
Oh yeah.
So.
Because you never know. And then there's talk of, what was it? Mitch McConnell said that there would not be a recess and all of this. So it's just, it's to be expected.
So we'll see.
From
I mean, I don't.
The current administration.
We're from Florida. She's from Florida. I honestly, I don't know anything about her. It's sad to say, she's from our state, and
well, maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah,
because we haven't needed to know.
So it sounds like she is experienced.
Affected to a point where we needed to know. We weren't like affected by her work. Right. So, as far as negatively anyway, or needing some assistance there. I don't really know, but
that's one of the things that they were complaining about Matt, was that he was a lawyer, went to law school, but never.
He wasn't a practicing attorney.
He didn't practice. He never, tried anyone. Well, she spent 20 years as a lawyer. So she's got the experience. So we'll see. We'll see what.
And with the fentanyl crisis and everything going on, with her being familiar with that and having worked so closely here in Florida, I think that looks good. That looks good. Not only that she is familiar with it, but that she's had success at it. So she's, I know that it's different a state versus an entire country, but at the same time, if there are certain strategies or policies that have worked here, then, those same, ideas and ideals can be applied on a larger scale to combat that nationwide, which would be wonderful. I mean, it's a tragedy how this fentanyl crisis has taken so many lives, so many children, teens, and young adults. It's really terrible. So it's definitely something that needs to go away, needs to be taken care of.
Here's a picture of her. Trump did say they were friends. He's known her for a long time. So she's been around.
Well, she was involved in his first term.
She was actually.
I didn't know that either.
She was actually involved. I think she was on the law team to defend him against his the faulty impeachment trials.
Okay.
So she was involved in his defense. So so she's been around. She's been around him. She's a friend. And I believe she will.
She's like trustworthy, loyal.
She's trustworthy, loyal. That's correct. So So
Okay.
that's pretty interesting. That's some news that just happened today. So I'm sure there would be a lot of talk about that. And
Yeah. See
I
though.
didn't see that one coming. I was really looking forward to seeing Matt as AG. Really was.
I'm really excited about RFK Jr. being the Secretary of the Health and Human Services. I'm thrilled about that. I know we didn't get to do a video about that. It was funny because our last video we did, it was like the next day that he announced, and I was like, oh, of course. Yeah. So we haven't gotten to do a video about that, but I'm super stoked about that.
Yeah, we've been having some technical problems. We recorded 2 videos earlier in the week, and
something happened, and they weren't usable.
And so it's
trial and error.
Technology, trying to figure all this stuff out. I'm getting a little too advanced for our little setup here.
Well, anyway, it's getting back in the swing of things as well, and trying to make this work in the new house, and trying to figure out exactly how we want to have this set up. But this is kind of what we've got so far. But we've
got to do a little bit of sound deadening.
We do. Yeah. We do some little rearranging and some lighting, and anyway. But main thing is that we want to make sure that we have sound, because that was the issue. We want to make sure that we have sound. We want to make sure that you can hear us. But I just wanted to say that, since we were talking about candidates or nominees, I'm super thrilled about it.
Yeah, I am too. These cabinet picks are shaping up. I'm really I'm liking what I'm seeing. So I can't wait for everything to start coming together and see what the next 4 years bring.
I know.
Looking forward to it.
I know people have been really positive about it, and like just really hopeful, which is great, which is what we need right now, especially going into the holiday season. I think that it showed Trump. Maybe you can find that. Look for that. Like where they were, I don't know if they were getting a Christmas tree, him and Melania, or something, but I just was like, I just love that that's what the American people need right now. We need hope coming into this holiday season. I feel like this is a time for, gathering together as a family, having a gratitude, and then, kind of closing out this year and preparing for a new year. So it's a good time. And I think I don't know. I just think that it's really, really neat that Christmas is a priority, because it needs to be. I mean, if not just for the children. I know that sounds kind of cliche, but I mean it. It's like sometimes we get lost in all the politics and all the stuff that's going on, and Ukraine and whatever else, and we forget that this is a special time for families, and it should be focused on the family. And so I think that it's nice to have that reminder that this is a time for family and gratitude, because there is always a lot to be thankful for, and just having our priorities in the right place. Yes, there are things that are going on that are stressful and hectic, but ultimately, we have to keep our chin up and, have hope for the future, and just try to be the best version of ourselves that we can be, and being good examples for our children, so. But anyway, I guess you couldn't find it, and you might not even know what I'm talking about.
No, I mean, I don't. We'll see what we can find. But all right, well, we just want to hop on. I thought this was some breaking news, so.
Yeah, we just thought it was worth sharing and making a quick video on. So
I was a little upset about it, but I think Pam being from Florida and being an ally of Trump, he knows what he's.
She has a good record, is what it sounds like to me, which is what matters to me. Like, you want someone in there that's not only, has the qualifications, but also the experience. Yeah. And that they're trustworthy. That's a big deal these days.
Her selection and pushing her through will probably go a lot smoother, I would think. I'm sure they're going to try to hold it up as much as they can, but it won't be near the the show that it was going to be with Matt. I knew the process with Matt was going to be troublesome with everything going on. But so hopefully
Everything happens for a reason,
Yeah.
you know. I mean, there may be some other way that he can be an asset, and I'm sure that he's great in the house. You know, he really is, and I think that I mean, let's just hope that he will be able to resume his position as representative, um, and then he can just continue doing the good work he's been doing
Yep.
in the house. You know what I mean? So, like, I think that that's a good way to look at it and focus on that.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Well, all right. Well, that's going to end it for this one. Thank y'all for watching. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and share. We appreciate all your support.
Yes, we do.
Until next time, we'll see y'all.
Bye bye.